In 2011, Queen Elizabeth II stood at a podium and shared an Australian Aboriginal proverb that reframes how we look at our entire existence. The proverb says we are all visitors to this time and this place. We are just passing through. Our brief time here is meant to observe, to learn, to grow, to love, and then we return home. Thinking of yourself as a visitor changes your perspective on the physical world. Your life is short and limited. Instead of trying to act as an owner who acquires things, you become a steward, focused on leaving the planet a little better than you found it. But knowing you want to leave a positive mark isn't the same as knowing exactly what that mark should be. If we only have a few decades here, how do you decide where to direct your energy? I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to work through a specific framework to write down your personal purpose statement. To transition from a passive traveler to an active steward, the vague desire to do good has to be sharpened into a specific direction. By defining that direction now, you create a tangible benchmark to measure your progress against as you move forward. Step 1 is looking inward. On your paper, jot down a few quick answers to these questions. What actually energizes you? And what kind of problems do you naturally care about solving? Don't write down one-off moments. We are looking for consistent patterns in your life. What you just wrote down is your passion, but passion alone doesn't give you a clear direction. True purpose is found at the intersection of what matters to you and what you are actually good at. So let's look at the other half of that equation, your talent. Add to your list by asking yourself, what do people consistently come to you for? And where do you produce results with less effort than other people? Be careful here. It is easy to confuse a hobby that you merely enjoy doing with a hard skill you have actively developed over time. You need to identify areas where you consistently deliver tangible results. Listing what you care about is a great start, but those feelings only become actionable when you attach them to the tools and skills you already possess. Now let's turn our attention outward. Sometimes the clearest indicators of your purpose don't come from things that make you happy. They come from your frustrations, negative emotions, or struggles you faced in the past. Look back at your paper and add a section for the things that make you say, "This shouldn't be this way." Write down the injustices you feel strongly about, or personal obstacles you fought hard to overcome. Frustrations often point directly to the exact problems you are wired to solve. Identifying those specific pain points gives you a target, but an internal drive needs an external audience to have any real effect. So define your audience, write down who you help, and be highly specific. What exact change do you want to see in that group of people or in your local community? A visitor's impact is rarely felt in isolation. It's usually found in the friction between our personal strengths and the needs of those around us. When those two things align, the work you do for others becomes a central pillar of the footprint you leave behind. Look at the notes you have gathered. You have your passions, your strengths, your pain points, and your audience. It is time to forge all of these raw materials into a single cohesive sentence. To do this, we use a very specific formula. It looks like this. I use my strengths to help people achieve impact. For example, if you look at your notes and see a pattern of guiding others, you might write, I use communication and leadership skills to develop young leaders to create positive change. Now it is your turn. Pause the video right now. Look at your notes, fill out this exact template, and don't press play until you have a complete sentence. Forcing yourself to condense years of complex thoughts into this strict format cuts out all the noise. What you are left with is a highly specific compass to guide your daily decisions. Welcome back. That single sentence sitting in front of you is the foundational draft of your life's purpose. If you feel anxious that you didn't get it perfectly right, let that go. A purpose statement is never permanently fixed. It will naturally grow and evolve as you gain experience, as your values deepen, and as your opportunities expand. But staring at a piece of paper won't give you the final answer. You do not discover your ultimate purpose just by thinking. Action creates clarity far faster than reflection alone. So put it to the test. Sometime this week, take one small action that aligns with your new draft. Volunteer for an afternoon. Mentor someone in your field. Or start a small side project. See how the words hold up in the real world. We are all visitors here, passing through a brief window of time. By actively executing the sentence you just wrote, You move beyond merely existing and begin building the meaningful legacy you will leave behind when it's time to return home.